Nappy Dreamer.
And I'm Kia Blaine.
And we are the Melanin Mindset. What's good, everybody, and welcome if it's your first time viewing. Welcome back if you're returning. I'm the Nappy Dreamer.
And I'm Kia Blaine. I knew I was going to sneeze. I was trying to hope.
All right, so listen, we are the Melanin Mindset. There it is. Bless you, friend. Bless you.
I felt it. I was like, it's not going to subside. It's coming.
That's all right. It'll make a good blooper for the year 2. It'll make a good blooper. Anyway, if you haven't already subscribed to the Melanin Mindset, go ahead and subscribe down below and make sure you turn on your notification bells. If you're viewing us from Facebook, you can, or if you like to view us from Facebook, you can view us at the Melanin Mindset. We are also on Instagram and Twitter, Melanin Mindset _, and y'all, we out on TikTok, and we're actually having a good time over there at the Melanin Mindset. So make sure you plug in everywhere that plug-in is possible so that you can be tuned in to the things that the Melanin Mindset has moving and shaking. Tonight, before my friend does the thing that she does, I'm going to tell you all straight up, straightforward. Tonight's conversation may be a little touchy for some people, so please keep in mind viewer discretion is advised, okay? Thank you, friend. Now you go ahead and do that thing that you do.
Well, guys, I usually start us off with these definitions. And like friend said, this is a touchy subject. No means no. So when you're told or you are the deliverer of the word no, does no always mean no? So we started out with a definition of no, of course. A negative answer or decision. We also have defined here negative. Negative means less than 0, to be subtracted from others or from 0. And then we also have the definition of a decision, because you have to decide to say no, right? So a decision is to come to a resolution in the mind as a result of considerations.
Sorry about that, friend. So I don't know where to go now. Those are our definitions. I'm so done. Tonight's conversation was sparked because of something that I heard on the radio that was extremely disturbing. I heard a story about a young lady named Jamia Harris. Jamia Harris recently lost her life because she declined the advances of a young man in Alabama. So she was out at a place called The Strip. And while she was down there with her boyfriend visiting her cousin, her and her boyfriend went to go visit her cousin. They were down at the Strip walking around near Alabama State, I want to say is the name of the college. They call them Roll Tide, right? Them. They were walking down there on the Strip. And this young man made advances at her. And when the young man made advances at her and she declined, her and her boyfriend, along with her cousin, expeditiously went back to the car. And on their way back to the car, once they got into the car, the young man, who she had told no, decided to open fire on her vehicle. And in turn, she lost her life. So simply saying no caused this young lady to lose her life. And in turn, more research started, and it became rather alarming how many instances there are where Black women have declined advances, offers to take you out, asking for your number, and as a result, they lost their lives. Yeah. Ooh, that was that. So, friend, what did you think when I called you first to tell you about this?
Well, you were just so up in arms with it. I mean, me personally, it's a very disheartening story or situation, but unfortunately it ain't nothing new.
Right.
And a lot of times there are immature men who don't know how to handle being rejected. And I as I always say, this stems back to parenting and the lack of parenting of Black men. Because somebody should have taught you long ago that just because somebody tells you no, you don't have the right to fly off the handle and be upset because somebody told you no, especially when it's about them.
That part. that part. Mm-hmm. So I was really riding off the fact of when I was like, bro, no means no, or does it? You know, there's instance, I know there are variable situations, and I was really going hard for the fact is if you say no, I'm gonna need you to mean that no 100%. So when you present a no, you need to mean that no. But friend, do you feel like, I know in not all situations, but in most situations, no should mean no?
Now I feel the opposite. I feel in most situations, no is subjective. I feel like in a situation of you asking for my number or trying to holler, me saying no every time, no is no. But, and I feel like it's no right, like in this instance, because, and I asked you that when you kind of was talking about it, like if we're 12 and you ask to be my boyfriend and I tell you no, okay, no, right now. But does that mean, 10 years down the line or when we're in college and our paths cross again, am I not, as the guy in the situation or the person who made the advances, am I not allowed to try again? I mean, new time, new me, new you.
Like puberty, all of that.
Yeah, like can I try again? Can I shoot my shot again?
I'm not saying it's that extreme, friend. So if you're viewing right now, give us your opinion down in the comments. We'd love to hear what y'all have to say. But friend, no, I don't think it's that extreme. If I'm 10 and you're 10 and we see each other and we 18 and 19, and you say something, I don't think that it's that extreme. But at the same time, don't be surprised if I still say no.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, don't get
What
your
if it's the
ego
other way?
bruised.
What if I'm interested now? Should I get offended if he be like, nah, remember you told me no in 5th grade?
Listen, I guess not. By my standards, no. Am I going to get annoyed? Probably. But still, it was, well, it is what it is. That don't mean you can't be upset about it. It's all about how you act when you receive the no. It's all about your response to the no. Now, it's not saying that when you go home, you can't grab your pillow, hug it, and cry. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that your actions when you receive the no is what it was. Is what the main concern is. Mm-hmm. So no, time passing and then somebody else saying something or somebody else coming back, that's neither here nor there. That's okay. But, and I'm not even deeming it okay, because see, I'm not anybody to justify or take away the justification of the situation. Mm-hmm. See, that's the thing. You can't be annoyed either if somebody gets offended that you came back. Like, I told you no before. Like, why are you back? Mm-hmm. I get it. You don't agree. But
it's not that I don't agree. It's that I don't feel as though I can make a blanket statement and say that no is always no. Like no is no forever.
Well, I'm not saying no is no forever, because it's not necessarily. Hi, how are you? I see some hellos coming in. Hello, hello, hello. It's not that I'm saying that. What I'm saying is, more or less, when someone tells you no, you should accept it as a no.
Yes. No. I guess. In the instance of advances towards one or the other, I agree.
So what about if someone turns you down? Should you have to explain yourself as to why you're turning them down?
Who?
So you're out.
I know you know my answer to that. I ain't explaining a motherfucking thing to nobody.
Oh, Lord.
I know you know my answer to that.
Oh, good evening, Aunt Mona. Oh, boy.
Especially not a stranger. Now, here's the thing. Let's say this is a friend, and I've been kicking it with said friend, and then friend feels like, maybe we should take it to the next level. I might offer an explanation to said friend. Like, you know what? I love you, but, it's cool kicking it with you, but I don't think we should get serious, you know? So in that instance, maybe, and it's a very strong maybe I'll offer an explanation for my no. But is it required? Hell no. An explanation for my no is never required. It's just no.
So viewers, what do you think? Do you have to explain if someone turns you down, if you turn someone down, or if you decline, even if you take it down to something even basic, like somebody's like, okay, I want to go out. You want to meet me at the mall? No. Like, it's not a date. We just going to chill. It could just be a group of people. Like, you say no. I don't owe you an explanation for why I'm deciding to not go.
Okay, so now here's where I feel like the instances are different, because I don't know what the instance was with the Jamia girl, but from the sounds of it, is that this was just some random guy trying to holler at a random girl.
Right.
And he got his little random feelings hurt. Right. And then he did the unthinkable. But if it's people that I am in regular contact with, I don't think you owe. I do not think you owe. But if these are people that I would like to continue to be in contact with, I would offer an explanation.
Oh man. Let's see here. I've seen ladies say no, but they're laughing when they say it. No one will take that response serious. You know what? That's facts.
It is.
That's facts. That's facts. And my definite is like, I need your no to mean no when you say it. So that right there, that is not okay. Like, when you're saying no and it's a situation where you really just like no, you got to put up your whole everything. Think of it like, and I'm not saying guys are like animals or anything like that or otherwise. I'm gonna tread lightly with what I'm about to say. But think of it like you're teaching something. So when you teach your child no, because no is one of the first things most everybody learns in life, period. No, that's the first thing that comes up.
But and it's like universal. You can say no to anybody in any language. They know exactly what you said.
They know exactly what you're trying to put out there. So it's like, with you knowing that you're showing someone, another human, how to understand no. When you tell them no, you're not laughing when you say no, because if you mean no, you're serious, right? If you mean no, you put your no face on, your whole personality says no. So when you give that no, you gotta mean what you're saying. Oh man, more comments coming in. Go ahead and read that one, friend.
That's called sending mixed signals. You should let them know you're not interested and stick to it. Yes, there's a lot of women out here that send those mixed signals. When you ask, you have to be prepared. But when you're thinking the person will say yes and she says no, you want to know why.
That's true. That's true.
But that's why I said, like, if this was somebody who I had some form of relationship with, I probably would be prompt to give an explanation.
Yeah, but if it's somebody shooting their shot,
no means no.
If they just shooting their shot, I don't owe you that explanation. Like, and then true, we don't owe anybody anything ever, but it depends on what you want this interaction
where
to be.
Where you want it to go from there.
Right. And it could be a no, not right now. But at the same time, if it is a not right now, if it's a person you would say not right now to, then I would say that would be somebody I'd be more apt to give an explanation. Like, if it's a not right now. Oh, period. She said.
When I say no, that's it. No.
She said, when I say no, that's it. So, friend, when someone declines something, right? So if you're told no, and this could be in advance, I'm gonna use that situation because we're gonna kind of stick to what that situation was. So someone makes an advance, right? I mean, you make an advance and you're declined. Would you expect that person who you make an advance to to give you any form of explanation? Because I know you said you don't owe anybody explanation, but
okay, you gonna blame it on
it's all right.
to watch wrestling?
I'm so done. We'll give you a pass. Do you ever anticipate a response? I know I don't. If you tell me no, I'm kind of like it depends on the relationship.
Wait, I misunderstood the question. I thought you were just saying when you ask, are you anticipating what the answer would be? Or you're saying I've already declined and now, or the person has already declined me and I'm waiting to see why?
Based on that, I'm going to go ahead and ask the people who are viewing, do y'all look for a response? When somebody tells you no, like, are you looking for that? Because I get where we're going from. We're saying,
are you looking for
like,
no because da 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 da? Is that what you're saying? Okay, yeah. I didn't understand because no, I was gonna say yes. Sometimes if I go to somebody and I'm asking a question, I do already have an inkling in my head of whether they're gonna say yes or no. But after they say yes or no, no, I don't care. I don't need no explanation. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
I'm so done. Mm-hmm. I'm trying, girl. I couldn't find my note. Oh Lord.
I just had that situation. Now it wasn't in an advancement type of deal, but I asked my daughter to go to the store for me, and I could see all in her face that she did not want to go to the store. And so I said, you don't want to go? And she said no. And I said, cool. And I went myself. Now, the other half of that is when you don't offer an explanation, are you okay with the assumptions that are made about you after the no?
You know what? Because that's facts. Because then if you'll be bougie, she thinks she better than everybody else, or even worse. So are you okay with what somebody would think about you if you don't explain yourself? I'm fine with whatever they would think.
Yeah.
I would be fine with that.
But I know there's a lot of people who are not.
Yeah. Is anybody viewing that would not be okay?
I could tell you from the list of names I see on here, don't none of these people care. But I'm just saying there's a lot of people out here that will put on that whole, facade of, yeah, look who the first one answered. I knew she didn't care. I think that there are people who will say no, and then because they don't want the person to feel like, those terms you use, I'm bougie or I'm that, they might say no, but because they're fearful, but because they may still have that underlying fear of how the person will think about them, they'll offer some type of, no, you bugging, and still be friendly because they don't want to seem like the bitch or the bougie one or standoffish. And then that sends mixed signals too. Because if you told me no, but then you still kikiing, laughing, and talking with me, I'm like, well, was it really no?
Right.
You know what I mean?
So it says you don't have to explain anything to anyone. Ooh, wait, put it on the screen. You don't have to explain anything to anyone that you're not interested in. If you're looking for a response, they'll think you're interested. Leave it alone. Why keep thinking about period? So I am not invested in this situation. So I am not waiting for a response. I'm okay with you saying no. And for whatever reason you might have said no, I'm fine. I am okay. Now there are, I should say, certain people like in life, if they say no and it's a no where it's a situation where it's like a serious no, depending on what the ask is, I may inquire further, like, is everything all right? Like, what's going on? Depending on what I'm asking from that person. Do you get what I'm saying? But for that stranger situation, yeah.
No is no.
Right? Exactly. Same thing. Stan said, saying no is a talent. And she agrees with Jimmy. So yeah, it's true. It's true. I I overanalyze and I overthink situations. So I've already thought of not only what you would say, but why you said what you said. Like I formulated my whole thought process when I walk up.
Yeah. Now I am, and I just had this conversation with my husband. I'm not someone who says no often. I have a problem saying no. We talked about this in the boundaries episode. Like, but when I say no, nobody questions. Like everybody knows. She said no, she meant no. Like once the no comes, it is an absolute no.
I don't know. I feel like I have said no in a few situations, and I've even shared with you. Like I've said no in situations, and then I turn around and end up doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it happens to me entirely too often. Like I will say no, and then turn around and end up doing it. So,
Yeah,
friend,
I ain't gonna. If I say no, it's no. I ain't gonna do it if I say no. But now sometimes I'll be like, well, let me think about it, and then it's either a yes or no. It could go either way if I say let me think about it. But if I say no, it's definitely no.
so I know there were other instances that we saw where similar situations had taken place. We're going to start to turn a corner here in a second before we go to commercial. There were some other instances where women had lost their lives simply for giving a no response or saying that they weren't interested in what the other person had to offer. Situations from women getting hit on at the bar all the way down to a woman who refused to stay married to her husband. And I'm sure we've all heard those kind of stories in the news. That's a regular thing. That is a
Mm-hmm.
regular thing. The statistics, though, which are quite alarming, are there was four. What was it? Four a day black homicides for black females. So the statistics says four per day was
Mm-hmm.
the average. So an average of four a day. Black females were oh man, I got my sentence all mixed up. There were homicides
Homicides.
associated with,
Yeah.
there we go, associated with black females. So four a day average was what was
Mm.
coming up. So that takes away black women or black kids or black little girls who may have died in a car accident. Or maybe she ran in the street. Or maybe anything happened, asthma
So
attack, all
this
of that.
statistic was homicide in like domestic type situations or
As
just period?
in general, not
Okay,
domestic,
so
in
so it
general.
definitely could have been like a random death.
No, a homicide is where another, I put the definition of homicide on there. A homicide is actually when someone else does the killing.
Yeah, but couldn't somebody have? What do you mean? Like it's
It was,
premeditated?
yes, it was intentional. So it's the
No, but what
killing
I'm saying is, it's not necessary. This statistic, is it related to relationship, like boyfriend girlfriend, or
No, not necessarily boyfriend,
okay, okay,
girlfriend.
okay.
No, 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 no. Not boyfriend and
Mm-hmm.
girlfriend. What was alarming is that it was four a day average. Black
Mm-hmm.
women were, black females were part of a homicide for a
Yeah,
day.
that is
That
very
that was
alarming.
that was what was alarming. So
Mm-hmm.
to think that many black women are being unalived, I'm not going to use the M word, but they were being unalived, and it's like, are you serious?
Mm.
So that caused me to start thinking, like, good gosh, like, how are we protecting ourselves? Friend, do you do anything at all to protect yourself when you go out from day to day?
I pray. And that's all anybody needs to know.
Well, yeah, I definitely pray as well. I definitely
Hmm.
pray as well before I go out of the house. That's a
Hmm.
fact. But I found some black owned self defense kits. Cause why
Oh,
not?
some wish a nigga would toys.
Yes, some of those mess around and find out
Yes.
those kind of toys. So I'm gonna drop some
Mhm.
links down below so that you all can check those out. Now, please shop at your own risk, as we are not affiliated at all with these companies, but we did locate that they are black owned women self defense classes and self-defense tools. So we'll be dropping those in the comment section in just a moment so that you can check them out. But remember, you're shopping at your own risk. We're not sponsored by them or anything like that. Mm-hmm. So, in case you were wondering, or if you didn't know, we are brand ambassadors for Dianu Apparel. Dianu is a Black-owned apparel company that does African-inspired printed attire. All right, so they're offering our viewers 15% off. So you can shop promo code Melanin Mindset at Dianu.com. The link is down below. Stick with us for a commercial and we'll be right back. What's good, Mindset family? The Melanin Mindset is thrilled to announce we are the newest brand ambassadors for Dianu Apparel. Dianu Apparel is a Black-owned apparel company that offers trendy African-inspired prints in each and every garment. They're offering our listeners 15% off their purchases just by using promo code Melanin Mindset. There's something for him, there's something for her, and there's even something for the kids. So head right over to Dianu.com using the description link down below, or just simply enter Melanin Mindset at checkout and save today. Welcome back. Now remember, if you haven't already subscribed to the Melanin Mindset, go ahead and do that right here on YouTube and turn on those notification bells so you can be among the first to know when the Melanin Mindset goes live. Please make sure you do that. Also find us out on Facebook, The Melanin Mindset, Twitter and Instagram, Melanin Mindset _, and last but not least, out on TikTok at The Melanin Mindset. So make sure you plug in each and every place that you can. So y'all, we shared with you last week that we had Black History Month editions of The Melanin Mindset tee. So the official MF for tee has a African-inspired print pattern on the logo for Black History Month, and there will be limited quantities available, but it is live on our website at www.themelaninmindset.org. So shop today. I think that's everything for. Oh wait, I didn't show Nick and Naya. Boom.
Okay.
Dianu. All right,
because I look real cute right now. I'm gonna put my Dianu on and take a picture for you.
As you should. As you should. So I've already linked over there, shopmyprettydefense.com in our chat, so you can check out those self-defense items for young Black women by young Black women. All right. Actually, they're for anybody by young Black women. So go ahead and shop them. But feel free to let them know the Melanin Mindset sent you, though. Feel free to let them know. All right. So, friend, when it comes down to that, how do we know, like, what are women doing other than those self-defense kits? Do you think women are doing anything else nowadays to stay safe when they go out?
Well, my circle of friends, you don't want to run up on us. Like, yeah, you gonna run up, you gonna get found out. Yes, they are. We live in Florida, so I would say just assume everybody's strapped.
Listen, I live in Georgia. It is an open carry state.
Same.
Period.
Same. Just assume everybody's
so that's that. Period. I've heard the gun range is actually a good time. I've never been to one though.
Yeah.
Never been to a gun range. All right, so when it comes down to traveling, we've heard some crazy stories surrounding that when you've picked friends to go out with and things like that. But when it comes to traveling, I would advise women to take extra precautions, like always be aware of your surroundings. And that honestly goes for anybody. Be hyper aware of your surroundings. If the same person has been behind you and you're not in line, because TSA can be disrespectful, okay? But if the same person has been around you the entire time you were in the airport, now they could be getting on your flight, so don't spaz. But I'm just saying, be aware, all right? Just always be aware, always watch out for what's going on around you. So we talked about also why the guys were doing that. Like, why do you feel like these men, and we tried to step inside of the men's head, like, why do you think it is that they're behaving this way when they're being declined? And you were saying that it's not parenting for young Black men. They're not being raised or parented.
Yeah. Or not even parented, like just mentored and just told, like, rejection is a thing that happens and it's okay. Like, I feel like most men, and I was gonna say the ones comment, but I had to think about what men are in here right now. Seem to take rejection as like this. It's so traumatic for them to be rejected.
Like it's a shot to their manhood.
Yes. And most of the times it's not. A lot of times I've even seen situations where a young lady is just like, I'm married or I got a man, and it's like, there's a whole song about that. What your man got to do with me? No, that should have been the end of the conversation.
I'm not trying to hear that. See,
once I said I have a man, like that was the end. Like every time as catchy as that song was, it made me cringe all the time. Like, she had to sing a whole song for you to, and you still ain't get the point. Like,
yes, you absolutely have to watch and pray. I'm sorry, I didn't click it. There's that. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. You have to stay aware. Like, yes, pray, but also be aware. So with that, like ask God to give you that clarity of mind when you start walking through wherever you get ready to go. Because cover yourself as best you know how. So, friend, you made a joke where you was like, back in the day, they might had a one dude on the block who is telling them, all these misogynistic, stereotypical, bits and pieces of advice. But now we got the internet, y'all.
Yeah.
We got like you could go on that little blue app, okay? You can go on that little blue app and you can search for anything your heart desires, and there's going to be a group for that.
Yep.
There's going to be a group that you can join that will further influence that adverse mental state. Okay? The same thing, you can go on this little red app too, and go on that little red app and search whatever you want to search, and I'm telling you, you're going to come up with something. You're going to come up with something, and it's going to encourage that further. So the internet definitely has made it a little bit more.
But I don't know that, like, that type of behavior, like, to become so angry that you either get physical or shoot or hurt somebody is I mean, I don't know. I haven't searched to see if there's a group for that, but I just feel like, first of all, let's be clear. For somebody to kill somebody because they said no, that was somebody whose mental state was in a disarray. Like, aside from it, that wasn't like a normal person and a normal person's response. True. That was a tragic person who was dealing with a lot more mentally, spiritually. I mean, that was just bad all the way around. And I would be curious to see how this person is now that everything is said and done. Are they remorseful? If they're not, then that's a problem. Like, this is somebody who really needs help. And that's another thing in our community that we're not seeking out often is help. We're stuck in our ways because, well, that's how my daddy was, and my mama was like this, and my daddy was like that, and my granddaddy did this, and for 4 generations, they all, pretty much hit the girl on the head and dragged her home. So they pick up stuff that they seen, but it was every generation needed help and did not get it. So, like, I feel like it's kind of hard to say, like, this is the problem. It's because, I did say that, like, it's bad parenting, but it's more than that too. It's a lot more than that. Like, it's more mental and spiritual than that. Like, there's a lot of battles going on out here.
That's whole facts. And in situations where the no is going, even if it comes down to an adverse response in any situation, owning the part that you played or you could have played. Because I share with you also another thing I heard on the radio where he was like, oh, he was out in the Walmart and went to go take a picture. He saw a fan, and a fan was like, oh, can I take a picture with you? Let's take a selfie. He put his arm around her, right? And when he put his arm around her, her dude came up and doggone near spun him around. talking about some, nah, ain't about to be no pictures. And her and her dude were basically getting into an argument. And he was like, yeah, I went ahead and subtracted myself from that situation. Let her handle that.
Who? Her boyfriend?
No, that's what the other guy said. The boyfriend came up and
I was
they
gonna
got
say I
into
got
it. Like,
lost. And
he
what
got
happened?
into it with his girlfriend because she wanted to take a picture with the celebrity. And so
Oh.
the celebrity was like, I'm gonna just subtract myself from this situation, let her handle that. And someone actually said, oh, she knew what kind of dude she had when she tried to take that picture. But that's not necessarily true. There's always the first time that it happens.
Mm-hmm.
There's always the first time that it happened. So let's see. It's hard to get up the courage. I'm sorry, to talk to a woman sometimes. Oh, thank you. Sometimes, but you have to accept rejection.
Mm.
Mm, that's facts.
Hey, Jessica.
Yeah, she sent me a message. She was like she wanted to join tonight so she could tell us her feelings or her experiences with no. Y'all go ahead and comment down below and let us know your experiences with the word no. And if you've been in any of these situations that we've been talking about tonight, feel free to share in the comment section what your thoughts are. She
Now
said, "Hey,
I
y'all."
have now I have seen and been a part of a victim of the hey yo shorty, let me holler at you and saying no, and then the what F you then, you wasn't that cute anyway. Like, really? But I mean, for me it was like, okay, well, it was no anyway, so I don't care if you thought I was cute.
Now, I'll be honest, when I was younger and it happened, like you go out with your friends and go to the mall and somebody will say something and you just kind of like, ooh, you know, when I've experienced that in the past, I ain't gonna lie, it hurt my little feelings because I was like, I thought he thought I was cute. So yeah, it used to hurt my little feelings back then, but now it's just kind of like, no, like, no.
Yeah, no, like I'm not. And that when I can't even count how many times. I feel like it was a trend in Philadelphia for guys to try to holler at a girl. She wasn't one. Then it was, well, if you didn't be, you was ugly. Da, da, da. Like
Girl,
all of
that
that.
wasn't
Like,
just Philly. That was
mm,
everywhere.
mm.
Everywhere.
Jeez. See, by the time I moved out, I was an adult, so I didn't deal with those type situations anymore. But yeah. Yeah, you never know what a person's insecurities are. Yeah, but it's like, do I have to say no? And that's what happened. That person's insecurity of hearing no caused him to do the unimaginable.
Right. So they did come to the conclusion that it was his friend who shot the gun, but the gun belonged to the young man who played for Roll Tide for their basketball team.
Oh, okay.
So they found out the gun belonged to him, but the his friend that he was chilling with is the one who actually shot the gun.
Mm.
They still both getting the same charge, so it doesn't really
Mm-hmm.
matter. They both getting the same charge. But then but the thing is, at first they thought it was the guy who played basketball who did it, right? And so the coach was trying to vouch for it and validate all talking about something. Well, something happened with his family and he had to go, upstate to go see his family and check on them. And then he ended up hurting his ankle when when he got back, he got a chance to play in a game. His game wasn't recovering. So he found out he was gonna be benched indefinitely. And so he was saying all of that, and I'm like, okay, like I
What
get
does
it.
that have to
And I
do with
mean,
anything?
right, what does that have to do with this young lady who lost her life? But they ended up finding out it wasn't him who did it, it was his friend. But either way, it's like, are you really trying to validate or vouch for that? I was
What
like,
is that what
stop
they were
it.
doing? They were saying all that to say that this is why he killed somebody?
No, 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 no. They're saying we understand what they said in the statement was all of that. And then it says, but we do understand that these events are not related. And that's what the coach from the
Oh.
basketball team said in his interview. And we're like, well, then why did you say it if it's not related? What does it matter?
Mm.
And so, and what's real sad is when you look up the young lady's name, the last thing that's posted about her or her name directly, like talking about her and who she
Mm-hmm.
was about 6 days ago. But within hours before the show tonight, I was trying to make sure there were no new updates or anything like that. And
Mm-hmm.
his stories, I mean, rapid fire about him.
What you mean about him
His
being a bad
basketball,
person?
no, his basketball career and all the good things he did. So yeah, they were like all of that. You can see all kinds of stuff about him and who he was in his community, on his team, playing ball, his life and stuff like that. And that was really concerning because I'm like, I can't find nothing about the girl. Well, you
Nobody
find her
said the girl
Facebook.
was a great person or nothing like that, and
She
she.
was 23 and the mother of a single mother of a 5-year-old. That is the headline for this young lady.
Wow.
A single mother of a 5-year-old. But her mom was like, she was our princess, and she wants
Mm-hmm.
everybody to know her daughter was amazing. Her daughter was great. But that was 6 days ago. So,
Wow.
yeah. So that's the
That
kind of
says a
content
lot.
you get. It
That
says a
says a
ton.
lot. Like, we're gonna pay more attention to the criminal at this point, the person who committed the heinous crime, both of them, the one who shot and the one who gave the shooter the gun.
Right.
Rather than at least celebrate this girl to some extent.
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. But I wanted to ask, when you mentioned that, have you all ever, who has been in that kind of situation where you're walking somewhere and somebody trying to shoot their shot and you turn them down and they just immediately come with the insults?
Yeah.
It's like, bro, I was fly. I was fly when you said it the first time. I was fly when you got mad. So it is what it
Mm-hmm.
is. It is what it is. Fred, what's the last point we got down there, girl, before we go ahead and head out? Where is it? Oh, be responsible for your community.
Mm-hmm.
Be responsible for your community. Imagine anybody that you're engaging with as if they're one of your family members, like your little brother, your little sister. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that's somebody's daughter, son, cousin, niece, nephew, grandchild. That is somebody's relative. And you can put your mental process toward the fact that what if that was somebody that you loved or you cared about?
And that is a, it shouldn't be, but it's a tall order in today's society. Like, to say, do something about the situation before you record it.
That's
Like,
the thing.
I watched some of these videos of the most terrible situations of people fighting, or women getting beaten, or kids being abused or hurt. And I just always go, who the hell is recording this? Who's recording it? I never understand. I'm like, you really sat here and recorded this? That girl that went to Mexico and the friends that was
Yes.
fight. I'm like, you really sat here and recorded this?
Shanquilla Robinson.
Like, nobody
The
thought to
girl was
say,
butt
y'all
naked
need
and
to
y'all
fight. Let's
recorded
break
that.
this up. None of that. Y'all sat here and recorded that girl getting beat to death. Because that's what happened. She got beat to death and you recorded it.
And there's 2 videos.
Mm-hmm.
2 videos of them beating her.
So
And
it's
not
two
from
different people recording.
yeah. There's 2
So
videos.
yeah. Again, these are people who your mind is not right.
You're not mentally stable. There's no
Like,
way.
you have no type of morals or nothing to say. Like, even if you don't want to jump in the fight and break it up, call the cops, call security, say stop. That's the thing. Y'all don't even be yelling stop, don't do it. You just recording it like, oh, this gonna be good. I'm gonna get a lot of views on Facebook on this, you idiot.
Listen, I know you remember the era of when anything went down, somebody would always yell out, World Star.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you
Mm-hmm.
can yell World Star in the background, but you can't stop what's happening in front of you.
Exactly.
Like, let's be for real. So yeah, take
Mm-hmm.
accountability for the people around you and the experiences that you experience, the things that you choose to do, because we can't change anybody else. We can't fix anybody else. We can only fix ourselves. So make sure that you are taking accountability for your actions and your behaviors, because it, if we start doing that, then I mean, we'll see less of these situations. We'll see less of
Mm-hmm.
these situations playing out. And I'm just being real. I'm just being
Yeah.
real. Yeah.
Mm. So
Oh,
be responsible, people.
be responsible, please. Be respectful.
Now, let me tell you something real quick on this whole watching a fight happen. Now, with my students, I don't know if you know, anytime there's a bunch of females in the vicinity, drama and nonsense occurs.
That's
And
so
I used to tell
stereotypical.
my students all the time, Y'all fighting here if you want to. I will sit here and watch. And I meant that with every fiber in my being. I am not getting up and breaking up no grown women fighting. Now, granted, I will call security and I'm just going to sit there and wait for them to get here. But y'all going to exhaust yourselves beating the heck out of each other until they get here. Because I'm too cute. Y'all not about to scratch up my face. I'm not about to get hit, and y'all might think I might black out and forget that I'm supposed to be breaking up the fight. So I do understand people not physically getting in between people. But
listen, you reaching there to try to help save somebody, and the person you trying to save, they don't realize it's you trying to help them, and they hit you.
Girl, I've been and forgot my reason for being there. I'm supposed to be breaking up the fight. Now I'm in the fight. No, yeah. So I'm definitely that person. And I had a coworker that had to find that out about me the hard way, because she thought I'd be joking when I say that. And two of her students was about to fight. She jumped in between them, and she looking at me like, Blaine, you gonna help? I said, girl, move your ass out the way. If they want to fight and go to jail, and I said, but nobody else better not get in it. And y'all two just go ahead. That's what y'all want to do. Y'all big and bad. I bet you them girls ain't fighting. I bet you I have never had a fight in none of my classes, because they knew that they was going to fight each other till they was tired.
Oh. Friend, you do this every time I put these devilish magnetic lashes on. You try to get me to where I would cry. Oh my
gosh.
And you know it'll be that came off. Oh man. Anyway, you a mess, friend. Mm-hmm. Y'all listen. We do need to talk about melanin mental health, and I'm trying to snatch it back together, friend, but I feel it coming back out. Mm-hmm. So we need to talk about melanin mental health, and that's an absolute fact. So we made some connections with the therapist, and we're starting to formulate what that would look like. So please feel free to comment down below, even if you're watching the playback, and let us know any questions that you might have toward the topic of melanin mental health as we prepare to address a heavy, heavy topic. Mm-hmm. All right. She said, I have that problem. You have which problem? Oh, absolutely. I forget. I always forget that the comments come.
Yeah, because it's a little behind.
I always forget. I'm like, she has a problem. Oh man, look at this. Look at this coming. Well, let's get started from the top. I have that problem. Go ahead and elaborate for us. When I drove the school bus, I told my kids if they fought, the loser gets suspended. I cannot. And Jimmy, I absolutely agree. And a monster is who recorded that. Nobody with good sense. Like, the person fighting the girl is just as bad as the person that was behind the camera. Yep. Because it's like you legit stood there and just let that go down. Mm-hmm. Like, you're just as bad as the person fighting. And it's like they kept telling her to get up and fight, and she was like, no, what's the point? And it's like, but you still hitting her because she's not fighting you back. Now you even more mad.
Yeah, because honestly, as many times I've been teaching for over 10 years, and I've never had a fight break out in my class. Now, honestly, if one did break out, and like I said, I'm gonna call security, but if I did see it going down a path where it was gonna get real bad, and I can't say that because it never has. When I literally tell you, like, they'll be looking like they're gonna knuck if they buck, when they realize that I'm gonna sit there and look at them, one will just storm out. The one, I guess, who thought it was gonna lose will end up leaving. But
like, wait, Miss Kia not gonna save me. Miss Kia not gonna save
me. I know in all consciousness I couldn't sit there and just watch somebody beat somebody else to death.
No,
that would never happen.
Mm-mm. But at what point?
Oh, after the first throw. Oh. If they actually ever really got physical, like, I don't know. I can't say what I would do, but I'm pretty sure, like, I probably would have threw something at them. Something large.
Let's put some mannequin head.
Just put some shampoo on the floor and watch them both slide around idiotically.
Oh man, there'll be a scene from a Tyler Perry movie.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
I'm so done. I'm so done. But yeah, it's it's this component comical, yes. But as a whole, I I really feel like and just our tip of the week, when you go forth, make sure that what you say is what you mean, because you can't take back your words. Once they go out, they are out. And if you run across someone who is similar temperament to myself or Kia in that case, when you say no,
No, you. Because I do believe people can change their mind. You, on the other hand, no, you won't.
it's not that. If I say no, I actually meant no. That's the thing.
I know, but I also know that somebody else may have said no and not actually meant no.
And I understand that. I'm
Yeah.
saying you say what you mean and mean what you say.
Yeah, but I know that most people don't.
Right, but just like most people don't look out for themselves or make sure that they cover their own part, we're trying to encourage people to do better. So when they do better, I need you to mean what you say and say what you mean. Just
Okay.
that. That's my advice. Mean what you say and say what you mean. Fred, you got any other advice?
No, or just don't say nothing at all.
I'm so done. Don't say
I
nothing at
feel
all.
like that's why that's usually my default. I just don't say nothing.
So somebody asks you a question and you just look.
I will give you the blankest look. Or
I'm
I'll
so
tell you,
done.
it doesn't matter what I say in this instance. So whatever.
You know what? I have said that before. I can't say that's my go-to or my default, but I have said, does it really matter what I say?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to do what you want to do anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, y'all, listen. Make sure y'all have a dope week, okay? So just be mindful of your surroundings. Make sure you share some love with someone that you care about and get to know somebody you don't know. And that way you can start caring about them too. Y'all have a great rest of your week, friend. We out, y'all. Again, make sure y'all shop Deano Apparel, link down in the bio, or themelanatedmindset.org. Later, y'all.
Bye.